right now the Bills are still the betting favorites to win that. But I think the sneaky team I want to start with this conversation is the Dolphins. Because not that they're being ignored. I think they're being respected with what they did a year ago. But, Matt, I'll start with you. I guess the big question when you look at their overall schedule and you try to figure out 9.5 is their team total right now is Tua. Is he healthy? And if he is healthy, how good is Tua Tagovailoa?
Well, he's got dynamic wide receivers to work with, and we know that. I think overall the big picture for the Dolphins looks pretty promising, but I probably would look under 9.5 on the win total. I'm not sure a team has a tougher first 4 weeks of the schedule than the Dolphins. 3 road games at the Chargers, at the Patriots, at the Bills. Is that the way you want to start your season in the first month with 3 of those 4 on the road? Yeah, you get a home game against the Broncos, but hey, with Russell Wilson and Sean Payton now the coach, that's not going to be a layup necessarily. So I think with the questions surrounding Tua at quarterback, I still have to lean under 9.5 on the win total. Wes?
Yeah, I think the AFC East got some of the toughest schedules, really, when you look at it. You were talking about that, Matt, the first 4 games, and you get the Giants coming in at home. That was a playoff team. You got to go to Philadelphia. You got to go to Kansas City. So you got to go on the road with both the teams from the Super Bowl last year. And, you get Dallas coming in late in the season. You got to go to Baltimore on New Year's Eve. So not an easy schedule, I think, at all for Miami.
Very quickly, gentlemen, their week 1 matchup is the Chargers. Matt, as you alluded to, it's in L.A. on turf, fast track, high total, 48.5. They're getting 2.5. Obviously, everybody wants to get off on the good foot here. Is there any early look at that game here? Because, again, that 2.5 number feels like the right number to set.
Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if you see a 3 here off and on. I think it's going to be when the 3 flashes of pros are going to take +3. The problem I have with the Chargers is they've been really unreliable in the favorites role, and you can go back years on this. And this is a trend with the Chargers when they're laying points at home. I don't like to bet them. I like to fade the Chargers in that spot. I'm just not sure right now if the Dolphins are the type of team. You remember how bad Tua was in the game against the Chargers in L.A. last year?
Terrible.
Chargers really set the game plan, I think. For all the grief that Brandon Staley gets, he had a very good defensive game plan. Take away the middle of the field from Tua. And when you saw that, everybody, it's a copycat league, they always say about the NFL. Everybody had the same game plan, and Tua really struggled down the stretch after he was posting like these video game numbers early in the season.
No question. That was one of the worst performances by a quarterback all of last season, Tua against the Chargers on the road. So Wes and I have talked about the strength of schedule. If you just go by teams' records last year, okay, that might not be the most accurate way to gauge strength of schedule, but that's one way to look at it. If you go that way, the chart I have shows the Dolphins with the second toughest schedule in the NFL. The opponents were 158 and 127 with a win percentage of .554. So that would tell you the Dolphins have the second toughest schedule in the NFL. I would have to lean under the win total of 9.5 for the quarterback you got questions about with a schedule like that.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.